Okay. Hi there. This is the first time I'm going to be doing something like this. I'm going to be doing a playthrough of, as you can see, Penumbra Overture. I've been wanting to do this for a while, just haven't really had the time to do it until recently. So, let's get started. I'll try not to talk through the dialogue. Normal.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made. Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it, so when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him. Pity he was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago, and so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world-renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland. It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered in turn what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet wide, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
Okay. Let me adjust a few things really quickly here. There we go. I beat this game once a little while ago, so I think I remember a good amount of it to not need, you know, a guide or walkthrough for a while. It's a very fun game. It's like a predecessor to Amnesia. I don't think they really connect. They're kind of their own stories, but always good to have a notebook to jot down interesting information and reminders. We have none yet. Okay. I think I left my torch in the desk drawer next to the bed. It can be opened using my left mouse on it, holding the button down and moving the mouse. The desk I put the chair on. Give me the flashlight, please. There we go. Goodness, it's gonna take me a little bit to get used to this, like, wonky. That's the controls. Like how you don't turn sometimes if you're holding something. Or how it freezes when there's dialogue. Yes. Just a quick note before you set sail and leave me once again. I've left you a little something to remember me by in the chest at the foot of your bed. I really don't know why you still only have one bed on board. Taking shifts because of it is no way to get your rest. But what does a fisherman's wife know of a life at sea? I'll be praying every night for you to make the catch you need so that you can come home to me safely and soon. Please don't be gone for 5 weeks like last time. I know I might nag sometimes, but I do love you, you know. I've watched those overalls of yours. I know you'll get them covered in assorted fish parts in no time, but I still feel better knowing they've had a wash. Before I forget, the Henriksons in the village have asked me to see if you'll be coming by any trout, but I said they were mostly out of season. If you do happen upon any, don't say anything. Stow them well in the ice, and I'll do something special with them to celebrate when you do come home to me. The ship's captain deserves a little special treatment once in a while. Take care, my love. Whoop. Alright, out into the frozen wasteland we go, I guess. Now there's a latch out here. Oh. As I stepped off the boat, setting out into the blizzard that had formed around me, I realized how utterly devoted I'd been to the discovery of my father's past. I had no idea what to expect. Soon enough, my concerns were justified. I don't know whether I lost my orientation or my spirit first, but I lost feeling in my extremities soon after, and knew hypothermia was setting in. I started looking for shelter. Yeah, there's a hatch out here that likes to fight me a lot whenever I play this. So cold, don't know where I am. Need shelter soon. You don't say. My entire head went numb a long time ago, but I can still hear the wind roaring past. Or is that some kind of animal? You didn't give me a chance to read all of that, but okay. If I use interact mode, I can swing the stone more accurately. I could also just, you know, like that. God, I'm so used to being able to change camera angles. Look at that, it didn't fight me this time. Cool, let's get down here. Creepy ass whispering. Jesus, my head. I can't believe I fell that far and survived, although looking around, maybe I didn't. What is this place? Hammer. That's what I like to see. Things I can beat things with. Empty boxes of ammunition. What is this place? You already asked that. I don't know. It's a place. Ooh, what's this? A metal rod. Can I pick it up? Please? Hello? There we go. This hand keeps vanishing on me. Don't know if there's anything in these barrels, but I might as well check. So far it's looking like a whole lot of nothing. Yeah. Nothing. It's stuck. There must be something in the way. These shelves are as old as everything else around here. Could be over 50 years since anyone's been down here. Don't want to get stuck on that. The hole's been boarded up a long time ago. The wood looks pretty soft now. Oh yeah, okay, it's control. Don't like that. This hatch is seriously solid. It won't open by hand. Someone obviously wanted to keep people out or in. Excuse me? And why do I want to go down there exactly after that? Why don't I just use barrels to get back up? Then again, I guess it's so cold outside I'd probably die anyway. But going towards the noises, really? Give me this. I don't know where this place leads or what's waiting for me, but unless I want to starve to death, it's my only option. Besides, maybe this place has something to do with my father. Whatever I was descending into, it was 100 feet below ground, protected by 2 solid metal hatches located in a remote Arctic wilderness and buried beneath the snow. I didn't know what to expect, but it made me feel something I hadn't felt since I was a child. I had never given it much thought before, but I realized that our entire society is a network of safety nets. Emergency services at the end of a phone line, health and safety in the workplace, friends, family, lovers, all there if something goes wrong. Part of a carefully designed structure to prevent all but the most mundane of emotions. Once again, I felt like I did when I was in school, surrounded by a closing ring of older kids, knowing anyone that might help me, friends, parents, teachers, were too scared or too far away. That's a love letter. The entrance to the cave has caved in. I was reading that. There could be anything living down here. Heroics are for Hollywood actors and fairy tales. I'm not taking any chances. If I face off against anything down here, I won't last a second. Caution and stealth are my only defenses now. If anyone or anything hears me, I'd be best staying low and out of sight until I know whether or not it's a threat. Crouching by pressing left control will give me the chance to hide in the shadows. I'll know I've got it right because of the blue tint to my vision. Hiding's for cowards. I want to read that note though. I guess there isn't a note. You lied to me. Let's just move. God, I thought that was the dog growling and it kind of startled me, I'm not gonna lie. This is the office. So much history in this place, tied up in words and left to decompose. Another unremarkable week in Greenland. Regular supply shipment received, standard emergency drills carried out, routine runway maintenance completed. I have ordered maintenance to be carried out twice weekly from here on in due to increased snowfall. 1 wounded. The wounded figure is no cause for concern back in London. The Germans haven't extended their front line by 4,000 miles. 2 of my men were caught manufacturing cherry bombs in our workshop and succeeded in blowing off a couple of fingers. I take partial responsibility for this in that I allowed them access to the demolitions manual we keep in the storeroom, and I'm sure that's where they learnt the ingredients. As a precautionary measure, I have now locked up that manual in the chest in my office and will keep the key on my person at all times. Needless to say, both men have been disciplined and the injured man has been sent home for medical care. I cannot help but think that a more suitable punishment would have been for him to stay out here, but the matter is out of my hands. This base is so disconnected sometimes, I feel as if this war could end and we might not even hear about it out here. Supplies requisition order got dynamite for excavation purposes, 7 bayonets, 1 industrial ice pick, 1 pair of reading glasses. Reconditioning of the mine continues to progress. The structure is being fortified from potential bomb damage and excavation of previously caved-in areas is going ahead. 1 point of curiosity is some kind of archaeological find, an artifact buried in the earth and discovered by one of the work teams. Later this evening, after martial duty, I shall take a closer look at the artifact. It appears to be man-made and may have working parts inside. I shall remove what looks like the front cover and see if I can't discover the source of the light which constantly emanates from it. Backstrand, I'll take that. Nothing. Battery. I swear I'm not intentionally moving this wonky. It's just how he turns. Copenhagen Post, Monday 17th, August 1930. Researchers at the University of Copenhagen have suggested that mine-altering chemicals naturally sown into the rock may be the cause of high suicide rates at a Greenland mine. Wonderful. The university, which has recently been conducting studies into isolated communities, first became interested in the workers of the northwestern lead mine last year. They discovered that even taking into account Greenland's naturally higher suicide rate, local figures for the last 100 years were abnormally high at 46 deaths per 100,000 populace compared to the national average of 29. On further investigation, experts diagnosed in many of the miners symptoms in common with the earlier stages of paranoid schizophrenia. This has prompted researchers to hypothesize that natural deposits of lysergic acid, a pH 4 formula recently discovered to have hallucinogenic properties, may be present in the rocks. Few locals were conducted to interview, but those who agreed to speak had their own explanation. Inuit spirits known as the Toomgite, I'm probably butchering that, live in the mountains. The university is awaiting the results of chemical testing. Studies continue. Nothing. Nothing. Oh. Jerky. Hell yeah. Painkillers. That's everything. Big Book of Explosives. The black match fuse is one of the oldest, simplest, and most reliable fuses used in modern pyrotechnics. It is easy to create, essentially consisting of just string and gunpowder, but be warned, the chemicals concerned will stain clothing, and as always, do concerned as advised. Materials required: string, preferably cotton, black gunpowder, backstrand. This is something we're gonna have to make. The string should be coated with a thin layer of backstrand, which acts as an adhesive. The string is then carefully rolled in the gunpowder and left to dry at least a couple of minutes before use. This is just reading off how to make gunpowder. Or, no, dynamite. I'm an idiot. Okay. I need string. Let's go with the backstrand. Painkillers. Flare. A man, an old man clutching something unseen. He is strange, and yet he's no stranger. Never seen before, still I know this man before me is Howard. I call him Father. Well, it's too late now. It's a picture of a British platoon. It must date back to World War II. I suppose this mine was converted into some kind of bunker. I think Doggy's gonna be waiting for me out here. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Don't come this way, please. Yeah, no kidding. Oh God, is he coming this way? do I do the... Hello? Okay, he's going that way. Storage room, workshop. Oh fuck, if I open this... It's locked. Getting like PTSD flashbacks because there's one room I know he fucking barges into. Oh my god, that box scared me. And yeah, you can't really do much about that. What was that? Please don't do that. Please don't jump scare me for no reason. What is this? The storage room. I rate this place. I remember this place. Fun memories in this place. It's locked. Lots of paper boxes with rusty nails. Let's do this. What the fuck? Am I hearing in my ear? If this letter wasn't empty, it'd be a handy thing to have. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need that. Is there someone in there? You need help, man? You don't sound so good. Locked from the other side. Does that mean there's someone still inside? I can hear chattering. Thank God, maybe I can get some answers. I don't know, that guy sounds pretty crazy. More pills, more batteries, and another one of these. It was different, but the same that time. Like I had more control, but over what? Oh, rocks. Get out of there, rocks. You're in my way. Hello? Can I lift this? Let me guess, I gotta grab it from yet. I thought so. It looks like someone's removed the ladder from the hooks with a pretty blunt saw. Cool, I love that. Let's not. Creepy, spooky voices. Can I break these? Doesn't seem like I can break that. Excuse me? I can't break that. But there's nothing inside it, so that was pointless. Can I get this big ass rock to throw at something if it comes at me? That seems like a good decision. I fucking knew that was gonna happen and it still got me. Don't make me use this rock. Oh, hello, ladder. There we go. My trusty rock. That's a dead end. That's gross. Okay, those noises in my like surround sound earphones, it's fucking gross as hell. It's like something's crawling in my ear. Not yet. Ow, how did that still get me? I feel like this is out of order. So I'll just hold on to that until I find the first note. If it weren't for the size of the pieces, I would say it just looks like eggshells. So it's because this slows me down, I think, so. Oh god, Rock! Rock, you betrayed me. Granted, that was my own stupidity. I'm not taking you with me, Rock. You're more of a liability than you are help. I'll just beat them with a hammer if I have to. Get up there. Why is my timing such an ass? Don't like that. Okay. Hammer time. It's push, not pull. Good to know. What is this? Fluid lighter gas. Oh, that's for the... Haha. Nice. Hospital gray. Chests must be quite common, no shit. Batteries. Okay, I'm guessing I just came here for that fluid. How's my health? I'm okay so far. Well, that sounded great. I'm sure our friend is still alive. This hole isn't large enough for a man, not that I'd go anywhere near it even if it was. Yeah, and it looks like he was dragged through that, so that's... I'm sure that ended well for him. More jerky. Is that for the thing we killed? Just throw jerky at it? Spider haters now. Hold on. These notes, did I miss one earlier? I don't want to go out there. Was there a note in here that I missed? Because I had the note 1. But that just says spider haters. Okay, whatever. It has been some time since I recorded any findings in relation to the spiders with whom I have shared my existence for the past 8 months, partly due to my enforced retreat from their basement territory. Not too long ago, their behavior became overly aggressive, and so I have attempted to barricade the main entrance to their lair and secured myself within one of the smaller rooms above it, the only one with an operational door lock. The other reason is that I have been recovering from a minor operation, which I was forced to conduct myself without the aid of anesthetic. Even if I did have any anesthetic or surgical tools, I couldn't afford to be less than diligent in my work, so anesthetic was out. Surgical tools are all well and good, but although it may be becoming old and rusty, I still trust my penknife to do the job just as well. It's nasty. The procedure itself was elementary enough, a simple amputation of a non-vital organ. I began to notice a thick glue-like substance forming on my tongue and was forced to accept that it had become infected through constant toxin ingestion. Where's my other one? Did I freaking leave it down there? Hang on, we're going down there for a second. I want to read those. Oh, here's the first one. Perfect. I begin this record, still in the hope that the great work we have undertaken here might one day be of scientific value, despite the chaos which has ensued in the 6 hours previous. My aim is to remain secure until what help there may be arrives, and to that end I have barricaded myself into a small workshop area in the abandoned part of the mine. I hope that the meager food rations here will keep me alive, and that those I hide from will not jeopardize that. Perhaps this mine really is cursed. It's almost precisely 30 years since the incident that brought us here, and now 30 years on, fate has struck again. I forecasted that today the rescue crews would arrive, but I can only hypothesize that they would be unaware of my location and hence busy themselves evacuating the other survivors. If they have not arrived by tomorrow, I will go out in search of them. My first mistake was to make assumptions on the matter of rescue. My second mistake was to make assumptions on the safety of this mine. My third mistake was to act on both those assumptions in going outside of my safe haven. My best estimate is that I left the workshop where I was secured about 2 days ago in search of aid, and I have only found danger. I approached the old living quarters, but curiously could not find any sign of life whatsoever. I returned in what I thought was the direction from which I had come, but soon found myself in an unfamiliar locale. Confused but focused, I attempted to make my way home, but found myself threatened by some species of feral creature which seems to have made this old mine its home. Although the specimen bore significant interest to me, I chose to retreat, only to find myself outmaneuvered and outnumbered by the beasts. I turned and ran, injuring my ankle in the process, which I believe now was most likely a sprain rather than a fracture. For some time I cowered and fled into the dark, but only a few hours ago I discovered a door leading to a smaller, disused part of the mine, the key for which I still have in my pocket. Within that area I discovered the storeroom, and I think it should keep me safe for some time. This place is a maze. My lesson learnt. I will not venture out again until I am certain the area is safe. Day 19. Rescue seems increasingly unrealistic, supplies diminishing, lots of spiders in this place. I do not like spiders. I caught one of the accursed 8-legged beasts nestling in my open mouth when I woke up this morning. That's disgusting. In my surprise, I swallowed it. It's not so much the act of swallowing which concerns me, but the genus of the arachnid. It would be unlikely that a cave-dwelling spider would be venomous to any significant degree, but the possibility troubles me all the same. Any known venom would have affected me by now, and so today is the first minor cause for celebration I have had since the incident. By lucky coincidence, this revelation also means I have discovered a virtually inexhaustible supply of nutrition. I intend to venture into the basement beneath the storeroom in the name of science to discover more about these creatures' natural habitat. For 4 days now, I have been surviving solely off quite considerable sustenance provided by the spiders. For some time I was struggling to gather enough of the crunchy little morsels. However, Lady Luck smiled on me once more when the batteries in my torch died, and I made a second life-saving finding. The creature's natural habitat is the dark. With my light now diminished, I need only lie still for a few minutes, and I will have attracted enough of the beasts for a rather hearty meal. That sounds more concerning than good, but whatever makes them happy, I guess. My earlier assumptions on the benign nature of my cellmates may have been made in error. After a careful autopsy, I am concerned that there may be a small volume of natural chemicals stored in the stomach, which, if ingested regularly over a period of time, may become psychotropic or even lethal. My only real chance is to break out of here and raid any stashes of supplies I can find. However, the evidence against such a move is insurmountable. I have no source of light, I swore to myself I wouldn't leave until I heard human voices outside, and the spiders are so tasty. From the marks I have been making on the walls and my scribbled diary entries, which in the dark may amount to an illegible scrawl, today is the 100th day of my new life. Over the past month, my edible friends have become more and more aggressive, and have swelled in number and size. Whether or not this is the result of my plundering their ecosystem, I am unsure. However, at this rate of growth, they will soon be too large to crawl through the gaps in the walls. For all I know, I could only be seeing the tip of the iceberg. If all fails and I am never recovered, I hope at least that my study of, and indeed involvement with, these fascinating creatures will one day be regarded as an important point in natural history. The greatest names in modern science got there more through fluke than talent, and it appears that this rule has extended itself to my discovery of this delicious new species. I only pray that the second rule deems my breakthrough too insignificant, for all great discoveries tend to consume their inventor. And through the other note we just read, it sounds like these things messed up his tongue and he chopped it off, which is horrifying. Now if I can find my way out of here. I don't want to go back out with the Doge, but I have to. I don't have a choice. Old key, that's probably the one I need in that room. Oh, there's his tongue. That's a long tongue. Gross. Oh, nasty. Alright, back out with Doggy it is. I think, however, I'll end... this episode here, and I'll see you guys next time in part 2.